consciousness is awakened by the process of hearing. Coming up is Gaura Purnima. This is a nice painting of Lord Chaitanya dancing with a very long garland down to his knees. And Lord Chaitanya advented to make a gift, the gift of Krishna Prema Pradayate. And by giving it so liberally as he did, he is being described here as Mahavadanya, Mahavadanyaya. So one is offering namaha, obeisances to Lord Chaitanya, who is freely giving Krishna Prema. The freely giving is through the medium of hearing and chanting. Shravanam Kirtanam. Shravanam Kirtanam. And the gift specifically was Braja Prem. Now it says Krishna Prema Pradayate, but the type of love Chaitanya freely
Recording in progress.
The type of love that Lord Chaitanya freely gave was Braja Prem. What does that mean? We heard about it yesterday evening. Remember? Yesterday evening? We talked about Madhavendra Puri and that little prayer, Nanda Dinina, he's describing the mood of love and separation of the residents of Vrindavan for Krishna because he's gone. And that mood of the residents of Vrindavan because Krishna is gone was a seed. And he said that verse over and over and over and over, and it awakened a mood of love like the residents of Vrindavan, Braja Prem. That mood was passed on to his disciple. That yesterday we talked about this. Ishwara Puri was his disciple. And then he passed that on to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, became a tree, and the fruits and flowers were distributed by the gardener, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, giving freely Braja Prem. What's that? So it's a kind of sweetness of love, while at the same time feeling some sorrow, a transcendental sorrow of love and separation. Once love is established and lover and beloved are separated, then it intensifies the feeling. It's not that it doesn't appear anywhere else, especially, for example, it appears in Ramayana. In Ramayana, the citizens of Ayodhya are bereft of Ram's association. Very difficult for them. And then when he comes back, wonderful. But a long time he was away. So, but it's especially, in addition to love and separation, there's a kind of sweetness or intimacy in the residents of Vrindavan. They don't see Krishna as the personality of Godhead. They see him as their cowherd friend, or their little child, or their lover, the gopis, or those who were serving him in so many different ways, without any idea of majesty, just the very predominant mood of sweetness or madhurya. So Lord Chaitanya was giving that gift, and giving the gift through the medium, same, medium of hearing. There's a book that was written by Jiva Goswami. The name of the book is here, Hari Namamrita Vyakarana. Little background. The book was written by Jiva Goswami following the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So what, explain. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was young, before he received mantra, diksha, he was performing Leela like a super scholar. He was a teacher, he was a Brahmana teacher. He was so good at as a student that his teacher made him a mini teacher, a subordinate teacher. But he surpassed even his teacher because he was the personality of Godhead. And his teaching was grammar. But after he became initiated, he was mad in his love for Krishna, so he taught grammar in terms of nam Namamrita. Every grammar rule was taught connected with the name of Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Some name, some name, some name. So he taught like that. And Jiva Goswami, the next generation, wrote a book following what Lord Chaitanya, the way that Lord Chaitanya taught grammar. It's a grammar book about when the rules are all connected to names of Krishna. So Hari, Nama, Amrita, Vyakarana. Vyakarana. A grammar book involving names of Hari. So in that book, there's a definition of Vraja, because this is relation to Vraja Prem. Vraja, every word in Sanskrit has a root, so the dhatu of Vraja, or Vraj or Vraja, means gatau, or to go or to move. So to go or to move means the residents of Vrindavan were always going here and going there, searching for Krishna. Even when Krishna was present, they were searching to be with Krishna, what to speak of when Krishna had left to go to Mathura. And they move also towards higher and higher and higher stages of love in the mood of separation, seeking reunion in the mood of separation. So that's the meaning of Braja, as in Braja Prema. There's a very nice example of this. We shared this in the Baltimore Temple on Sunday. Amongst the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, there were 6 very, very special ones. Each of them, Lord Chaitanya had personally sent to Vrindavan to do 2 main services: write books and restore the places of Krishna's pastimes that had been lost. Shreyas, could you put that away? Thank you. So, chief amongst them was Rupa and Sanatan. I've just mentioned Jiva Goswami, who wrote this grammar book. Jiva Goswami was the nephew, or his 2 uncles were Rupa and Sanatan. So he's 1 generation later, but also living in Vrindavan, under the direction, and in this case under the direction of Lord Nityananda, to reside in Vrindavan and assist his 2 uncles. So Rupa was specifically empowered by Lord Chaitanya to understand the whole range of his teachings on bhakti, and especially the process of devotional service itself, and to write books, expand on the teachings that he gave him. He personally, face to face, instructed him for a long time. Initially, their initial meeting was very short. Rupa then later visited in Puri, stayed for 11 months, and every day, and empowered him that he would understand everything. How would you like that, to understand everything? And not only understand it, but expand in writing. He was empowered. He was gifted by Lord Chaitanya to do that service. So he did. He went to Vrindavan, did those 2 things. Re-established lost places of Krishna's pastimes and his deities, and wrote books. So one of the Vaishnav culture items, because he was a very cultured person, he had his elder brother, Sanatana. So he always looked up to his elder brother, because that's part of Vedic culture. Younger brother looks up to the older brother. Like the Pandavas, they all looked up to Yudhishthira, etc. It's just culture. Ram was the elder brother, so everyone looked up to him. Although he was just the elder brother by 1 or 2 days. All the other brothers were born just a day or the day after. But the elder brother, so it's the Vedic culture. So Sanatan was the elder brother, although especially Rupa was empowered in a unique way. He always sought guidance from his elder brother. As he was writing one of the selections I'll show you in a moment. Well, here's the passage. The passage is from Stavamala. Stava means prayer. Mala means a garland. So a garland of prayers. And he wrote his own, huh? It's at the bottom, Stavamala. And there's a verse in his Stavamala that refers to, I'll show you in a moment. He wrote this Stavamala verse along with many other things. And his system or his etiquette was he would bring whatever he was writing to his elder brother to examine it and see if it was all right or if it needed some modification. So he brought some writings and gave them to Sanatana Goswami. Tell me what you think of this. It doesn't need to be modified in any way. So he left. Sanatana Goswami started reading, and one of the verses he read, which we'll see in a moment, describes Radha was with her gopi friends, and when she was with her gopi friends, come on down the stairs, don't sit on the steps. Thanks. Don't allow people to pass through. Can you just slide over a bit? You're good, you're good, you're good, you're good. Okay, sure, you can sit there. We're going to look at the screen, right? Because that's where our attention goes. Okay, so the stava describes Radha was with her gopi friends. And while she was with her gopi friends, he describes some of the features of Radha's appearance. And one of the features of Radha's appearance was her braid. And he describes the braid as looking like a serpent or a snake. So Sanatana Goswami was reading, and in his mind, he didn't say anything because Rupa had gone, but he was thinking, that doesn't sound very nice. How to describe Radharani's braid as looking like a serpent? So he paused, and where his, at Radha Kund and Shama Kund, each of the 6 Goswamis had some bhajan kutir place. Sanatana Goswami had a bhajan kutir place. It's on the opposite side of Manasa Pavan Ghat. Manasa Pavan Ghat, I'll show you a photograph in a moment. It's a set of steps. There's a particular ghat or bathing place in the side of Shamakund. Some of you have been to Vrindavan, you know what I'm talking about. Have you seen Radhakund, Shamakund? Yes? Okay. So on one of the sides of Shamakund is Manasa Pavan Ghat, and it was a celebrated place where the gopis would come each day because there were 3 meeting places of Radha and Krishna each day. And the midday meeting place was Radhakund Shamakund. Every day they would meet. And the gopis would go there in Shamakund around midday and take a bath at Manasa Pavan Ghat. Manasa, Pavan, make the mind become purified, anticipating meeting Krishna. So his, Sanatana Goswami's bhajan kutir was right across the Shamakund. He could see it from his place. So he went down to take his midday bath, and as he was going down to take his midday bath, he looked across. I'll show you the photo in a moment. And he saw this. He saw some girls with their pots gathering water and giggling and laughing and having a nice time. Young girls. And in the course of just observing what they were doing, one of them turned. And as she turned, it looked like to Sanatana Goswami that there was a serpent climbing up her back. And he called out loudly, "Look out, there's a serpent climbing up your back." And the girl was Radharani. She turned and looked at him and smiled. And suddenly, all of them just disappeared. Poof. So Sanatana Goswami could understand that was Radharani. And the message was, this is a nice description of my braid. So the next day, or some days later, sometime later, Rupa Goswami again paid him a visit and asked him, how'd you like the writing I sent you or gave to you? And he said, it was really good. I especially liked the part about the snake. Here's the verse. I can't recite the Sanskrit so well, but the translation reads, "O Queen, as fair as fresh Gorochana, O Queen, whose garments are as splendid as a blue lotus," whose garments are a splendid blue lotus, "O Queen, whose glistening jewel and flower-decorated braids are the hood of a serpent." So that was the verse. Here's a photograph taken from the backside of Sanatana Goswami's Bhajan Kutir. This, let's see if it works. Oh, it doesn't work with screen. Do a laser pointer. On the cross, the way is Manasa Pavangat. If things work, I'll show you where it is. That's Manasa Pavangat. Now these places, there's a special tree. This is a pilu tree. There's some history behind the pilu tree. It's where one of our acharyas saw one of the Pandavas. These places along here are the Bhajan Kutir of Raghunath Das Goswami. And in the back here was Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's Bhajan Kutir. It's a very special place. They clustered themselves around a place that's an important place for Radha and Krishna's pastimes. That's this place, Manasa Pavangat. And of course, here's Radhakund. This side is Shamakund. And this is the passageway between the two. There's some worship of some deities where Radha and Krishna would sit when enjoying their pastimes together, etc. Now, just a couple more things. This is a photograph of a painting of Bhakti Siddhanta. Bhakti Siddhanta, this is a further explanation of the importance of hearing. He described that hearing is not just chanting the name and hearing the name. Of course, one can chant the name and not hear it. That happens sometimes because the mind is distracted, right? Sometimes. You chant, right? Sometimes your mind is distracted, most of the time. So, chanting and hearing, Shravanam Kirtanam, is not just the holy name, although some persons take it that way. Make the point. Harikatha is the Swarup Shakti of Harinam. What does that mean? Swarup Shakti, that's female Shakti, and Swarup Shakti is the Shakti of the form of the Lord. And the form of the Lord is none different than the name of the Lord. So Hari is the Purusha, and Harikatha is the Shakti of the Purusha. Is further teaching. Just as Krishna is properly worshipped not alone, but with his Swarup Shakti, Sri Radha, recitation of Harinam is incomplete and improper unless accompanied by hearing Harikatha. So we're doing the Harikatha part. Maybe I'll invite you at the end. You do the Krishna Kirtan part. How's that? She's been practicing harmonium, and we'll give her a chance to sing a little bit. So that's the Harinam part, or Sankirtan, Nam Sankirtan part. But Nam Sankirtan is meant to be accompanied by Harikatha, and that's the perfect complement. In the hearing, back to the topic, importance of hearing, it's important to hear both. Now, many of us, if not all of us, chant regularly. This young boy, do you chant sometimes? Vishnu Sahasranam. Do you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Okay, okay. You see this girl sitting right next to you? Like you, she memorized the entire Bhagavad Gita. All 18 chapters. But she probably still remembers most of it, because you told me yesterday you don't remember so much. Yeah, Vishnu Sahasranam. But we're talking Bhagavad Gita. So there's the Nam and there's the Kata. You with me? You see what it says on the screen here? That's Bhagavad Gita. Yeah, that's Bhagavad Gita. That's Hari Kata, Krishna Kata. Krishna speaking. And it's the Swarup Shakti of Vishnu Sahasranam. Yeah, so you know Vishnu Sahasranam. So now you have Namam, okay. I say Vishnu Sahasranam. You can say Vishnu Sahasranamam. You should go back and practice again Harikatha, because that's Bhagavad Gita. It's Krishna speaking. It's Harikatha. And they go together. So Vishnu Sahasranamam and Bhagavad Gita. Very good. Very good. You just start practicing. If you have a good memory, just practice and practice and practice and practice. Then you'll be doing both, because they go together. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. So let's see if there's some discussion. This is our last slide for this presentation. The importance of hearing. Shravanam, the importance of hearing, is the foundation for proper kirtanam. Any thoughts? Yes.
Programs that are held specifically for newer people, and a lot of times newer people are very much like magnetically attracted to kirtan, and these programs that are held for these newer people, they're sometimes just kirtan. So is that not really ideal, or is that a nice way to
It's a beginning, whatever people are attracted to. Supposing after this, there's going to be some prasadam served, I assume. Yes? And supposing you like one item, and supposing there's another item you don't like so much, you can ask for seconds in the item that you like. It's not like you have to eat the item that you don't like so much, because it's purifying to eat Krishna prasadam, etc. No, in course of time, the one discrimination might not go just to what my palate says, I like this, I don't like that, but because it's Krishna prasadam, let me take. We accept. Little by little. Progress one of the signs of progress of persons who like the kirtan part and not so much the other parts is that over a period of time, cleansing, not just the musicality of kirtan, but the cleansing of hearing the holy name takes shape and attraction for Krishna in its other forms. Just like this young boy here. He liked Vishnu Sahasranamam, and he's lost his taste for Bhagavad Gita. But maybe little by little, you can start getting back. So like that, something and does every day. That's good. Very good. Very special soul that does that every day. How long does it take you? How long does it take you? Vishnu Sahasranamam. How much time? You don't know. 20 minutes. Oh. No, but what about to recite it? 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Okay. Now this Rama Rama Rameti, that's not from Vishnu Sahasranamam. It's not. It's another source. Yeah, you'll see. If your mom brings you to the other classes, you'll see. It's from Padma Purana. It's from Padma Purana. It's okay. It's the name of Ram. Same thing. 6 of one, half a dozen the other. You're good at math, right? You're good at math or no? You like math? Okay, so which is better, 6 of one or half a dozen of the other? Which is better? It's the same. Okay. Just having fun with your son. Okay. Anything else?